So what I mean to say is welcome to another stream, a live stream about... So I've been thinking of doing a series of live streams where I share my process of actually improving my sim racing or improving my streaming workflow. So this is one such live stream where I will share my script writing process for the next video, which is basically how I... Whoa, holy shit. This is not a good workflow right here. Which is basically a process of how I will create a script for the next video about a demonstration on the kind of the voice activated stream automation. Okay, let's just fix this thing once and for all. Yeah, that's much better. All right, cool. So what I want to get done by today's stream is really fleshing out the script, and without any delay, let's just jump into it. What we need to do is bring this down a little bit. Ah, very good, very good. All right, so first things first, how does Studio? Does that even work? Let's have a look. Webcam. There it is. I can bring this down a bit. Yeah, something like that. Nice. Rig. Okay, so what we need to do is open my script template. Open the script template, which is right over here. And just open this guy, open with Notepad. Perfect. And then we shut up and drive. Alright, so in shut up and drive, we're going to quickly change something so you can see what I'm working on. If you are in chat, then do say hi. It'll be good to have some conversation going on while I do this. Shut up and drive. Alright, fantastic. We're good to go. Now, this is... yikes. This needs to be cleaned up a little bit. First of all... I forget how to change this view. View? Where's the colors? Settings. Preferences. Style configurator. Background. Yikes, what the heck? Why is it looking like this? Blackboard. I like a dark mode, but might have to go for something that's maybe that is better for now. All right, sweet. So what I'd like to demonstrate is, well, actually, who's this video targeted to? This video is targeted at drive and data. Okay, so this video is targeted at streamers, like people who stream particularly sim racing content, who use OBS, and also who race in VR. So one of the things I do, if you've seen my previous video about sim racing in VR without touching the keyboard and mouse, is that I use a lot of voice commands to automate my workflow, my driving sim racing workflow. And I do that, I apply that methodology in my live streaming and controlling OBS. So, like you may have seen, like when I can actually use my voice commands to say scene chatting. Alright, so that's actually changed. So that's actually changed. Not only has it changed the scene, it's also changed the volume of the music and other things in the background. So all in one, like it changes the camera view. It changes the scene in OBS. It also changes the volume levels. And it just makes sense for me to control all that with voice. Like if you think about a professional production studio where they have a floor manager, a sound, an audio manager, a camera guy and a camera manager, all these different visuals, special effects, overlays, lighting, all those things in a production in a proper studio, television studio, there's like maybe 5 or 6 to maybe 15, 20 people on set. But I believe that with correct use of automation software, voice activation or macros, things like auto hotkeys, a really interesting app if you know how to program. You can actually kind of close to emulate a multi-person production crew with voice. Okay, so that's the theory that I'm going out to prove whether or not it's possible to create a live streaming experience that seems like there's a multi-crew behind running everything. So here we go. Let's actually start working on the scripts. Drive and data. Right, first of all, what we need to do is this introduction. Let's just get rid of this introduction. So here we'll just say, actually, let me just open the previous script, which was about, where? There it is. That's the last script. I'm just going to copy a lot of this stuff. All right, so hello, and today I'm going to show you how I use... That is not good. I can't read that. Colors. Style. Huh. Ooh, foreground and background. Maybe this needs to be a bit brighter. Aha, here we go. Gotta find the thing that has a very dark foreground. line number margin, fold. Active. We want something that's around active. Active tab text. No. Crap. I don't even know what... Everything that's that color, I'm just gonna make it yellow for now. Ah, here we go. This could be it. No. This. No. I don't want to muck around. Yes. Let's just go with default for now. I don't want to waste too much time. Hello, today I'm going to show you how I use voice commands my sim racing okay, we don't need this stuff here. Okay, what have we got here? Okay, so welcome to Highness, and this is a demonstration of how I use an app called VoiceAttack to make my sim racing live streams being experienced practically hands-free. And so if you're a VR sim racer and to YouTube or Twitch, then you know how frustrating it can be to fumble around with keyboard and mouse to manage to work with OBS and your streaming software and tweak. What are we tweaking? Volume levels and stuff. All right, beautiful. Rig. Okay, now so let's just jump into the demo. We don't need this. Yeah, we already have all this stuff. So this is not a how-to. What have I done here? Oh yeah, so this is actually the demo. So the main topics I want to cover are things like I have a voice command for when I go live. I'll basically say, I'm not gonna say it right now, but I'll say something like "Let's go live," and then as soon as I say that, okay, this command here, "Let's go live," basically opens a "Let's go live." When I say "Let's go live," what happens is it opens Foobar 2000, which is a music, kind of like an MP3 player, basically. It opens Foobar and plays a playlist, and loads a playlist and starts playing it. Next thing that happens is the OBS changes scenes to, what scene does it change to? The starting scene. And the recording and the streamings, and starts streaming. Okay, cool. And at the same time, the voice meter, which is this thing here, this is voice meter. So it's basically a virtual audio mixing desk. And what voice meter does is voice meter mutes the all channels except for music, because while the stream, as soon as the "Let's go live" is active, there's a 7.5 minute countdown until I actually change the scene to just chatting. So in that 7.5 minutes, there is a song that plays, which actually goes for 7 minutes and 25 seconds. That's like an intro song, and it's the same song every single stream. So there's no point my microphone audio being sent to OBS in that time. Neither does it make sense to send my game audio if there's a sort of Corsair running in the background, or even Discord audio. It's really I only want the music audio to go through the stream while it's in that starting mode. So the voice meter mutes all the channels except for music. While I should actually say "Let's go live." When I say "Let's go live," it executes. It runs the following tasks. It runs the following. It opens Foobar, OBS, then there's a countdown of 7.5 minutes. Okay, and you've seen that countdown animation, which is this thing here. That stream starting. Oh, 7.5 minutes. Drive and data. All right, so then it mutes all station except for music. Okay, then once countdown finished, I will say scene chatting. So when I say scene chatting, Okay, so it changes to I should actually say voice meter driving data. I should say voice meter mutes and sets music volume to max, to high. Cool. Then once the countdown's finished and I will say scene chatting, this so what's it called? Driving data. So when I say scene chatting, the OBS changes scene changes to the just chatting scene. Should do it like this. OBS changes to the just chatting scene, activates a face cam. All right, and then the voice meter change unmutes all channels and changes music volume medium. And then usually in the just chatting scene rig, in the just chatting scene, I'm usually having a chat with the chat. After spending a little bit of time chatting with viewers, I'll switch to the, I'll say scene content manager. This will switch OBS changes to the content manager scene. This brings, shows the so if I say that now, scene content manager, I do need to open content manager. Position content manager. All right, so music volume mode. Music volume mode. All right, so when I'm in the content manager scene, this is what you see. You see the content manager app running in the background there. This is a way for the chat and the viewers to see what server I'm about to. I'll try and get some viewer interaction by saying which server should I join, what car should I pick. Okay. I usually okay, so forget about it. Then once I've picked a particular track. Actually, one thing I'd like to do is menu settings. I am there already. Okay, we need to change. Single suite. Kunos. Alright, well, we'll actually join a server. Maybe this guy here, Highlands. So normally what I do is I pick a server like that, like the Highlands of Black Hat County. Okay, we'll pick a Black Hat County server. So after having decided on a server to join, I'll say go, which is actually, and this will launch AC, and also changes OBS will changes to drive and chat scene. Okay, so in this scene, as you can see, there's the webcam, that's fine, and then there's basically, it's like before jumping into the actual driving. It's where we actually have a chat before I drive. Might have to tighten this a tiny bit more. Okay, so then I say AC launches, the OBS scene, OBS changes to the drive and chat scene. Then after a brief chat with viewers, I'll say, what do I say? Start. Okay, so I say start, which then jumps into the car. So this will actually start me AC will just jump me into the car ready to drive. And from this point onwards, I can start driving. So now I can start driving, and I'll also say drive and data. And drive and data is basically, actually, in order for drive and data to work, I need to launch SimHub. So let me just do that. Launch SimHub. All right, so SimHub's loaded now. Let me just minimize that. Okay, cool. So let's go back to drive and chat. Drive and data. Okay, so SimHub, if you don't know, SimHub is an app that actually fetches telemetry data from a sort of Corsair and many other driving games, simulators and things, and it fetches that information and puts it on a dashboard, on an overlay, like a head-up display. And because I drive in VR, when I'm driving around and I'm looking with my VR, you can't see the overlays in a set of course. Well, not you. The viewers can't see the overlays because I'm moving my head. Kind of, everything moves. So that's why I've created these dashboard head-up displays that is static. It stays in place even if I move my head. So it's a whole other. It's a browser source which is always in the same place. So how am I going to say that? Okay, so then the next thing is I'll change to, I'll say drive and data. Okay, no, I'm already there, which will here OBS, oh whoops, you can't see what I'm typing. OBS will changes to data scene. And the drive and data scene contains telemetry info via SimHub. And what happens to the volumes? Nothing really changes with the volumes. And another option is I can say, I'll say shut up and drive. And shut up and drive is another scene where the OBS scene changes to shut up and drive scene, which contains different telemetry. Okay, so in this particular overlay, it contains, hang on, let me just start. All right, cool. So if I go back to drive and data, okay, so this particular scene contains RPM, speed, my throttle inputs, and tire fuel and tire wear and tire something else. The tire wear and tire temperatures. It also contains the lap, position, and the sector box. So if I say shut up and drive, this contains the map, which I don't know, for some reason it's not being shown. On the bottom left hand corner it'll show a map. It's got a slightly less telemetry data. It's supposed to be more interesting for the viewer. Like, it's, you know, if you don't care about the telemetry stuff, that's what this view is for. The volume also, the music volume goes up. So voice meter also changes. Voice meter increases the music and game volume to, whoops, volume to max. All right. Cool. And what else happens? Music volume medium. Music volume medium. Sweet. And then usually from here I'm driving around a bit. And then if I ever need to go back to the drive and chat, I can do that. It goes back to the drive and chat, and notice how the volume of the music goes down because it's more, it's prepared the scene so that the music level is nice and quiet so I can talk over the music. And when I've finished driving, then I can say leave AC. Leave AC. Yes. Okay, so as soon as I say leave AC, it gets out of Assetto Corsa and then it goes back to the content manager scene. So let me just put that in. When I'm done driving, I'll say leave AC. And what happens here is OBS changes to content manager scene and music volume low. And then what happens is content manager AC exits and content manager comes into focus. Cool. And then when I'm ready to join another server with the chat, like if they all say, hey man, come and join this server, or it's time for me to pick a different car, so I've done that, I'll say go. Go. Okay, so again, the game launches, changes. So the same thing happens. It's always the same thing happens. That's the thing you want with automation. Like you want a predictable sequence of steps to happen all the time. And that's what I love about this kind of workflow automation. There's no randomness. It's very subtle. Like it makes things seem it seems easy to do, but once you've set it up, yes, it becomes easy. But to get it to this point, start. All right, cool. Now, some other things that happen for my stream is, this is particularly on Twitch. I'll give you an example of what I'm about to show you. Where's the browser? All right. Now, let's say I'm in the browser. Let's say I'm a viewer. I'm a Twitch audience viewer. Whoa. Let's just move that out of the way. If I say, as a Twitch, let's say something crazy happened while I'm driving and my car is like flying through the air, right? If my subscribers type in !S followed by fly, listen to what happens. Whoops, I need to launch something before I do that. 1 second. All right, cool. So now let's say I'm driving around and I happen to fly off the edge of LA Canyon and I'm flying through the air and, probably clipping through the ground. You know what it's like. If you as a viewer can type in !S followed by fly, and this is what happens. I believe I can right? So there are these voice chat commands that will actually run sound effects on my computer, which is then sent to OBS. So how do you actually put that in? So as a Twitch viewer, subscriber, they have access to these chat commands. So they can say ! Which will do the following. So the sound effects, what will happen is it will voice meter will fade out the music channel and fade up the sound effects channel, and then let me think what will do it. I think it's VoiceAttack plays the I believe I can fly sound effect. So just to give you an idea of what that looks like so this is the voice meter mixing virtual mixer. Now watch what happens when I actually type in that command, that chat command. Now I've got to arrange all this. Actually, I'll just use my voice command to activate it. So if I say play fly, I believe I can play. See, notice the two channels. So you got the music channel here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the music channel there. That's the volume for music that's currently playing. And then there's a sound effects channel to the right of that. And the volume currently for the sound effects channel is set to 0, like, or minus 60 dB, which is no sound coming out of it. And as soon as I say, I'll play another sound effect, play sad. See, notice how... Yeah, so stop sounds. So it automatically changes the... It basically fades out the music, introduces the sound effect in the highest volume level, and then once the sound effect has finished playing, the sound effect fades out, and then the music fades back in. So I think I've more or less... The voice meter will fade out the music channel and fade in the sound effect channel. Whoa. Fade in the sound effect channel. And then VoiceAttack will play the I Believe I Can Fly sound effect. And then there's a bunch of voice activated commands like that. The other thing another command that's available is where the chat can change the scene. So they can actually, the chat can type in something like scene shut, oops, hang on. Let me just go to shut up and drive. Alright, so that's actually changed the scene to the shut up and drive scene via a chatbot, chat command. Music volume low. Music volume low. Music volume low. Alright, so now next thing is, you can do change a scene to scene watching. So yeah, as you can change driving data. Alright. So should I mention that? Maybe I will. Let me just get rid of this. Oh, looks like we have a Twitch follower. That's gonna come through any moment now. Thanks for the follow, JT412. Appreciate the support, dude. The other... So I'm just gonna plays a sound. E.g. exclamation mark S fly will do the following. Another command is exclamation mark scene changes the current scene. So one of the problems I used to have was as I'm streaming, sometimes I'll completely... Thanks for the follow, JT. Appreciate the support, dude. Or dudette. So one of the problems I had as a streamer is I'll completely forget to change the scene. So I'll be in the just chatting. Yeah, I'll be in the just chatting. Oh, scene chatting. Right, so I'll be in this scene, rig, and then I'll forget to change the scene to the driving scene. So that way my chat can actually just type in scene, driving data or whatever. Like they can change the scene, but not just anyone. It's actually a couple of people who are more like moderators. Something else that's available is Let me just find it. Copy link. All right, so something else that the chat can do is play YouTube videos. So there's a thing that I do which is called watch and drive, or drive and watch. Drive and data. So one of the things that the chat can do, subscribers can do, is they can type in !watch and then the, what do you call it? YouTube URL. And if they press enter, oh yeah. Watching. Pause music. Pause music. Okay, so let me just, that was way too much too many things going on at the same time there. So what we're actually watching, this is like Inception. Profile. This is actually a YouTube video playing inside a window in my stream. So I do this thing called drive and watch, and that's where people in my stream will suggest a video that's on YouTube that they'd like to watch while I'm driving, and we might be discussing that either while I'm driving or when I've stopped driving. I'll be sitting here with the rest of chat and just chatting about whatever's playing at the moment. Or if I say drive and watch. All right, so now if I move this out of the way. Okay. And move this out of the way. So now I'm actually driving in the game, and the video that's playing in the little window on the bottom left-hand corner. So people can actually hear me drive as well as listen and watch the video and still have a discussion about whatever's playing. And this could be videos about sim racing, or it could be some sort of review or a feature of a card, a new card on Jay Leno's Garage or whatever, right? Or could be some sim racing hardware reviews. That's really cool. I like that. I like that idea where you can actually play a video while I'm driving, kind of like hanging out with the stream, if you know what I mean. So how do I actually put that in here? So the scene change, and also the other one is play watch. This changes the scene, cues a YouTube video to be played on stream. And then this one will basically change the view, so OBS, and from here, but yeah, the control to OBS scene depends. Like I need to actually, I can change the scene to watching. This one places the video, the YouTube video, in the middle, and it puts my driving scene in the bottom right-hand corner, like down there. And that, wait, which way are we doing this? That there is a VLC. VLC is actually playing a YouTube video. And then if I say drive and watch. So this is where I'm actually driving, and you've got the YouTube video playing on the bottom left-hand corner. So I need to figure out, how do I write that? So watch and cues a YouTube video to be played on stream. So we can have a dialogue about it. Then, so this what happens here is VLC loads the fetches the YouTube video and starts playing it or adds it to the playlist if a video is already playing. So right now, if I type in !watch followed by a YouTube URL, because a video is already playing, it's not going to, it'll add the new video to the playlist, and then when this video is finished playing, the next one will start. Something else that also happens is I've written another script where it fetches the title of the video. That's with auto hotkey. So auto hotkey fetches the video title and displays it in over. So notice how if I move to watching, see, notice how there's warm up and qualification, Road Atlanta, KTM crossbow. So that's actually fetching from YouTube, and it's overlaying that title. It's laying that title over the video as a within OBS. So that's all happening there. Drive and watch. And then the next thing is, okay, so there's a bunch of other things that I do for my regular Twitch visitors, which is shoutouts. If you don't know what shoutouts mean, it's where, let's say you happen to jump onto my stream as a viewer, and you say hello. What if you're a regular and you also stream it as well? I'll actually send you a shout out and say, hey guys, in the chat, check out your so and so's stream. He does Forza, or he streams a sort of Corsair, does a lot of drifting. He's pretty awesome. This is his URL. But instead of saying all that, I mean, I still say it, but I've also kind of bound it with an intro sound effect, or it's more of a music sound effect for most people. And an example of that is if I say, let's go to drive and data. Okay, so imagine we're driving right now. If I say, hello, rain dancer. Hello, rain dancer. All right. And all right, so what happens when I say that? It plays a music sample from a particular song that I feel like fits Rain Dancer really well. Rain Dancer, by the way, is a pretty awesome streamer. He's currently streaming as I speak. He does a lot of Forza. He does Forza and also Dirt Rally 2 streams from Sydney, Australia. Anyway, I used to say, hello Skid. Hello Skid. Stop sounds. So basically these are what I call bumpers, like a intro bumper where it's introduced, it plays like an intro flashy, like welcome to the stream, Rain Dancer, all the way from Sydney, Australia. He's an awesome streamer. How you doing, Rain Dancer? So what happens is the music channel, again, just like a sound effect, will fade out, and then the sound effect channel will fade in. The relevant music will play for that particular person, and then it'll play for 15 seconds at the high volume, and then after 15 seconds, that intro sound effect will go down half the audio level, which will give me 15 seconds to have a chat to Rain Dancer, who's just come on the stream. Man, how you doing? We have a little conversation, and then after 15 seconds, so a total of 30 seconds, the sound effect will completely disappear, fade out, and then the music will come back, will fade back in. That's what I used to manually have to say hello, the name, but now what I've got going is as soon as Rain Dancer comes into the stream and just says hello or types something in chat, the chat bot automatically recognizes that it's Rain Dancer and then plays the sound effect and also types in a shout out chat text into chat itself. So that all happens. If there's a way for me to... Oh, sorry, I've been completely ignoring chat. Daniel, why can't I hear chat? So Daniel's saying, because saying chatting with chat does sound a bit odd. But anyways, another little oops as a result of yesterday's power outage of mine. It drained the battery in the wireless mouse. Oh no. Yeah, so Daniel lives in Melbourne with in the same city as I do. We had I think 60,000 people or 100,000 people, maybe it was about 60 or 80,000 people in Melbourne that lost power. Can I bribe you to start doing your magic to rFactor 2? I've been thinking about it, but the thing is, isn't rFactor... So JT saying, can he bribe me to start doing this magic on rFactor 2? There's two things I want to touch on. One is rFactor 2. So Asus Corsair is actually the Ilya who actually made Content Manager and some tweaks to AC, the user interface. He's actually making a new version of the interface, which is why I've sort of held back on improving the voice activation and other interface automation. And in the same way, I thought that rFactor 2 is also doing a bit of improvement, slight changes to their interface. Is that happening? I'm not sure. I do have rFactor 2, and I'm still waiting for them to roll out their new interface design. But what's happened to the speech? I do have a thing called speech chat, which is supposed to read out my chat. It stopped working for some reason. Unmute. Let's test it. Hello. Eh? Oh yeah, okay, it's working now. Yeah, so rFactor 2 is something I'd like to do, but I just don't want to invest too much time and energy automating rFactor 2 and then rFactor 2 interface completely changes and then everything stops working. But we could chat and see what sort of problems you've got with rFactor 2. So coming back to this, let me just put down here. Then there's so there's automated chatbot shout outs. That's where subscribers get a shout out when they say something in chat for the first time. This includes, so what happens is OBS will, same thing as this one. So voice meter will fade out the music channel and fade in the sound effects channel, and then VoiceAttack plays the music, intro music for 30 seconds. And then OBS, no, still voice meter will fade, will lower the SFX channel to 50%, and then after another 15 seconds, SFX channel will fade out, and then the music fade back in. Okay, cool. And at the same time, the chatbot. To be precise, there's actually an app called MIRC, Merc. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but MIRC is an IRC chat client which has been around for probably decades. I think it came out in the 90s. So MIRC posts. What's the right word? MIRC sends a chat message, sends a chat message to welcome the viewer. Cool. What else do I have? I think that's all I can think of right now. Oh, of course, then when it's time to finish the stream, just make sure it's all good. Yeah, when it's time, there is another scene I've got, which is scene desktop. Okay, so this is the desktop scene. If I ever need to, oh, this is a huge one. Okay, let's just add this here. When I say scene desktop, okay, then, okay, cool. Then OBS, let me just copy and paste this whole thing. Play music. Music next. OBS changes to the desktop scene, which is, the desktop scene is really useful if I want to show what's on my desktop. So right now you can see what's on the desktop. You can see the desktop, which is on the other monitor. And right now you can see there's MIRC that's running. That's my chat client. And then there's also VoiceAttack that's running at the moment. I might just hide that because, yeah, you can see all the different voice commands being picked up by VoiceAttack. There's, what's that one? That's the Oculus Rift. And usually I've got my, this thing here, right? So if I say focus OBS, focus chat. So as soon as I say focus chat, it actually positions the chat on the left-hand side. So I'll do that again. So if I move this like here, I'll put that there. And if I happen to put another window right there, now if I say focus chat, cool. And that's really useful because when I'm racing in VR, I use the Oculus Rift, right? So with the Oculus Rift, you can actually pin a window or a desktop view into my VR view, which you don't see that, but I will actually see what is happening on this particular monitor, which is really useful because I can always see what my viewers are seeing, and also I can see the level of the volume that's being sent to OBS, because right now you can see as I'm talking this level here that's peaking in and out, and I can also read chat. if I need to read chat, it's there. And that's all happening inside my VR. I sort of move the window to the top a little bit. Actually, I need to include that. So let me just go back to... Anyway, the whole point of the desktop scene is so that if I'm watching... If I need to demonstrate something with the chat, like it could be a website or... You know, something where the chat needs to see what I'm seeing on my desktop, then they can see it. They can see my desktop. So let's just go back to scene drive and data. Drive and data. Alright, so when I say scene desktop, OBS changes to the desktop scene, which displays my monitor, my second monitor. And the voice meter decreases volume to medium, and decreases music volume to medium, and game volume to low. And that's it. All right. Then once once I'm about to finish my stream, I'll say scene roll credits. Okay, so when I'm ready to end the stream, I'll say scene roll credits. This OBS changes to, whoa. OBS changes to roll credits scene. And then usually now this is a time where I actually chat with the viewers and we sort of start to wind down. This roll credit happens, it takes about, I think it's 3 minutes to go through the whole thing. And I usually get some consensus from the chat to see if they want me to raid anyone in particular, any of their favorites or whatever. They might say, hey, go and raid Rain Dance. Raiding, if you don't know the concept of raiding, on Twitch, it's where you, before I end the stream, I'll just send the viewers to watch someone else's stream. It's kind of like, it's sort of, you know, passing on the viewers to view another streamer. So that's what raiding is. So I'll get some consensus from the chat to say, hey, is there someone you want me to stream? They'll say, yeah, man, check out this guy. And I'll usually use this opportunity to do that. And see, this rolling credits actually fetches JT_412, who just joined, who just followed me like not even half an hour ago. So his data, all that data happens to come through in real time. Not real time. When I run this particular thing, I should actually say that. OBS changes to roll credit scene. Recent followers are fetched from Twitch, added to the credits, and that's pretty much it. Like this part here is just me just chatting and winding down and thanking people for watching the stream and telling them what's happening next. So I normally say, look, I'll be back tomorrow to do some practice. I won't be streaming tonight. Actually, I'm going away to for the weekend. So I'll be back on Sunday night, and Yeah, well, B, thank you so much for your time and attention. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions about anything I've demonstrated today, or if any mods or anything that you're interested in, then please check it out. That's pretty much it. I think I might take this opportunity to wind down the stream. I think I have a lot of content for the video. I might record the video on Monday, actually. Hopefully it'll be a less than 10-minute video. And then once I've released this video, which is a demonstration of how I use voice commands to automate my live streaming, the next video will be not even the next video. It'll be a series of videos on how to do it, because there's a couple of you have started to do this. You've watched my previous video on how I use voice activated commands to drive in Assetto Corsa, and it's not easy. Let me just say, I have a background in programming, and which is why I feel like I was able to learn very quickly and apply my programming experience to voice activation, creating these voice activated workflow automation. But it's actually hard. I think it's actually harder than it looks, especially if you don't have a background in programming and sort of logic flowcharting and all that kind of stuff. So the point is, I have a series of videos that I'll make showing you how to do it yourself, as at the same time sharing my profiles in VoiceAttack, so that you can just use it and then tweak a few things. So look at that timing, like the music's finished, stops out. And yeah, I'll take this moment to say thanks for joining me, for the 2 or 3 of you that have joined me on this really impromptu stream. I hope you got some insight in my processes of creating a video script. I hope to launch this video on probably Monday or Tuesday. That's it. Have a fantastic day or night wherever in the world you are. I'm sorry I missed out on those messages from Daniel and JT, but yeah, we'll catch you all next time. See ya.